Okay, Pete. Okay, okay, okay. Don't jump on me too bad. Oh, cut, 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 bam. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you beat me up enough. Okay, and respectfully request that you accept my apology for blowing up the podcast. I made a mistake. I hit the wrong button, and we went somewhere else. I don't know where the hell we went. Excuse my French, but let the record reflect that we back at it, and you have before you the greatest podcast ever. The coach Jack Daniels, the Boxers Training Channel. What's going on with y'all, man? Jump in, get know how they say it. Get in where you fit in. This is a live cast, and the subject matter of this particular podcast. Hey. Of this particular podcast, see this thing is not doing what it did earlier. I could see earlier, but I don't see nothing now, and I don't like that. Okay, okay. Well, I'm reading some live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. Let me see. You got that? Okay. Oh, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, we cool. We cool. We good. We good. We good. We good. We good. Now check this out. What happened was earlier I was driving down the street and I was running a live podcast from the vehicle, right? And I had a substantial number of uh people in the chat, but I couldn't read the chat. So what I did was I abandoned the chat and I'm like Blue Blood Sports TV always say, I'm back at you. So that being said, again, Coach Jack Daniels is about to train his chat. And I put this podcast together, right, in respect and regards to a gentleman that boxed for 21 years that April 2024 retired. And I didn't know that because I had did the podcast earlier on Jorge Honores. No, excuse me, Jorge Honores, right? I did the podcast on Jorge Honores, but little did I know that the bout that I was speaking of was an old bout that Jorge Linares had won a unanimous decision after 12 rounds against Anthony Crollo, Crollo, right, from Great Britain, right? And I was of the opinion that it was a recent fight. Then I got to doing the charts. I mean, not the charts. I got to doing the numbers on the individuals, and they were totally off. Right? It was like the in the fight that I was referring to that I thought that Jorge Linares had won a unanimous decision in the 12th round against Anthony Claro, 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 right? Actually, with an old fight. And I was like, what the heck happened there? So anyway, so what I did was I brought up a fight that was like maybe right 5 years old. I want to say I don't know when that fight was. I'm assuming it was like 5 years old, but it was one of the championship belts that Jorge Menores won at the 135 pound weight class, right? And I mean, it was. I mean, contrary to the fact that I was totally wrong about the fight because I thought it was a recently fought bout, but it wasn't. I was really impressed with the skill set of Jorge Linares at the age of 33. Oh, wow. Jorge Linares now is 36. So I was totally off by 3 years on that fight and um, on the particulars involved in Jorge Linares. That being said, the fact still remains the same that I am primarily um, there he goes, Tone Dog 707 in the house, quote unquote. Jorge Linares is a beast. He was the first to knock down Loma. That weight class is full of killers. Quote unquote from Tone Dog 707 in the house. Absolutely. Tone Dog, you're correct about that, brother. But here's the thing that I didn't know that Jorge Linares was like a throwback fighter from the old school, right? I noticed in this particular fight that I said I watched earlier, right? The moves and the things that Jorge Linares did in the ring with Anthony Corolla, Corolla, right? Um, Salute. Let me see. El Quattro P. Shout out to El Quattro P. El Cruto P. El Cruto P. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, but I was just stunned. I was stunned by the moves that Jorge Linares was putting on Anthony Cola, right? It was like to me, because I'm from the old school, right? It was like me seeing somebody in back in the old days do moves that they was taught from the old school. Jorge Linares was doing old school moves, right? One of the things that impressed me the most was, yes, sir, he was. A shout out, Tone Dog See, what impressed me was, and a lot of you don't see boxers doing this today, right? This is game, y'all. Check this out. This is game. This should reflect that what I see about boxing and on the skill level side is authentic, right? Now, because this was one of the things that I was taught when I was boxing, right? When a boxer comes out of a clinch, referee comes between the two people, the two boxes, right? He breaks him up out of the clinch, right? Now, the person that has been trained in my opinion in the old school way, right? What he does was he goes around the referee, right? I mean, you understand what I mean? He doesn't just clinch and go straight back to the boxer, right? Right. He breaks the clinch and he goes around the referee, right? That gives him time to take a few um uh breaths to get some more air and to reset. Absolutely, absolutely. Coratro P. How am I doing with that name? Absolutely, man. Jorge Linares was a beast as far as I'm concerned, and he represents the old school train of thought of boxing. And I hate to see him retire. And this is what this podcast is about, guys. This podcast is about salute to Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares was third. No, excuse me. No, okay. Something. Okay, here we go. Jorge Linares was 36 years of age. I don't know how I got 30. He's 36 years of age. He's 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. He's a right-hander. He had 47 wins, 29 by knockout. He had 9 losses. He was stopped 6 times. Also, he was a 3 division world champion, right? That was in the featherweight, super featherweight, and in the lightweight division, right? So, I mean, he was an accomplished professional, and he carried himself. I'm going to add that in there too. All my contact with Jorge Linares, he represented himself as a consummate professional in the sport. He was one of the fewer people that box that represented the sport like a businessman and as an athlete. And I salute Jorge Linares in his retirement. And from what I understand, he has I think it's with Golden Boy. I think he's a right. Uh, what is he? A representative? I'll just say he's a representative for Golden Boy, which means he's still working, and that's a wonderful thing to be able to be around the sport that he loves so dearly. That's a good thing, people. Shout out to Jorge Linares, and I'm glad to see that you got people in the chat that recognize the authenticity of a great boxer in Jorge Linares. Shout out to Jorge Linares, y'all. Yes, sir. So I got another issue that I really want to get into, but I just don't want to bring it up right now because it's so lengthy, and that would be a disservice to um, the issue, right? But I'm for the purposes of y'all getting interested and ready to get involved when we do this particular chat. I'm just gonna give you a teaser of it. I am sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of Javante Tank Davis. Now, first of all, Javante Tank Davis is one of the most ungrateful, unappreciative human beings that I've came across in a long time. Now, I haven't did the numbers yet, but I'm going to, right? He claims that the deal he just brokered with Amazon Prime is bigger than any of the deals that Floyd Mayweather Jr. brokered before he retired, right? Now, maybe, just maybe, the numbers may appear greater based on the ratio, the numbers. Here, Javante Tank Davis versus Floyd Mayweather's numbers on the business scheme of things, the amount, right? In the hypothetical, say for instance that Javante Tank Davis got 200, say 7 million for six fight, right? Floyd Mayweather got 200, right, for 6 fights. Okay, now contrary to what Javante Tank Davis is saying, and based on the economics associated with those particular numbers, Floyd Mayweather's numbers still are greater in the sense that because of the difference between when Floyd Mayweather was boxing and Javante Davis is now boxing, right? You got two different eras. You got two different um, concepts when it comes to breaking down the 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 the, the amounts versus then versus now. I don't know where. I'm quite sure Floyd Mayweather's money had more value um, than it did then versus now. That's what I mean when I say by um, Javante Tank Davis cannot make that claim based on the fact that because he has a higher ratio, right? That it equates to making more money. It doesn't work like that, right? It don't work like that. You weigh the distinction between it's a lot of things. The tax bracket then versus now. Um, it's another ratio that I can't come to terms with um, right now. But like I said, I'm gonna personally do a chat on this particular issue because I'm sick and tired of uh, Javante Tank Davis just disrespecting the sport. Period. Right? He does all kind of stuff to make people think and believe that he's a tough guy. Right? That he's a street thug. That he's a womanizer. You know what I'm saying? That he puts his hands on females. Right? Don't nobody want to support no foolishness like that. You know what I'm saying? Not. I don't, and I don't think that my people want to support no foolishness like that. And he doesn't have a problem with making it plain that he glorifies that type of stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to get totally into this because this really annoys me, right? But hopefully one day this week I'm gonna push the pedal to the middle and put something down decent and make people understand that Javante Tate Davis is, in my opinion, right, unfortunate. He's just an unfortunate case. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the bearer of putting him down, right? But I don't know how I can get around it, right? Because of the way he thinks toward human nature, the way he thinks toward females, right? Even Christian Shields busted him out. Uh, Christian Shields can't stand it, and for good reason. He said something derogatory toward her. I mean, what is this all about? We want people that have um, a love for sport, right? To be someone that we can tell our kids to be like that, be like him, because he don't uh, he don't talk crazy. He don't sag his pants. You know what I'm saying? He don't hit women. You know what I mean? But all these things Tank Davis does. Anyway, I gotta do something really because I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta find a way to put this idiot on notice. You know what I'm saying? And this podcast and my uh scholastic intellect, right, is capable of doing that. So I'm gonna not get too involved in this because I'm really troubled by this cat's behavior. I'm really troubled by this, right? And I'm gonna say this last thing for our cut, right? I don't know if y'all really know this or believe this, but Javante Tank Davis was and still is scared of Devin Haney. He's scared of Devin Haney. He is scared of Devin Haney. He has not demonstrated otherwise that he's not scared of Devin Haney. And the only way he can actually demonstrate he's not scared of Devin Haney is fight Devin Haney. I mean, you what? Because of the laws, Devin Haney still want the heat. What about you? What about you, Tank Davis? Do you still want the heat? No, you never wanted the heat. You always ran from Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to get off into the particulars involved into the. It's a couple of cats who have actually ducked Devin Haney. Talk a lot of stuff. Shout out to El Quattro P. That's a hot take. More likely it is. But the facts remain the same. El El Quattro P. These guys, Javante Davis, Tank Davis, and Shakur Stevens have ducked Devin Haney. I know y'all don't like that, but it is the truth that will set all of us free. With that in mind, hit the subscription button, hit the like button, share my videos with your friends and your family. Drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what y'all think about whether Javante Tank Davis is scared or not of Devin Haney. With that, peace out, folks.